What up, Buzz? You tapped in? Okay, Goose, you tapped in too? All right, Chicago, y'all tapped in? All right, boys, let's crack 'em. Feel like Mike in the fourth with the ball in my hands and I'm taking a shot. I'm the king in the madhouse on Madison, whether I make it or not. Now the crowd going crazy, they watching the play and I'm watching the clock. Got my shot in the air and the buzzer go off and I'm watching it drop. This team did things, MJ shot City 6 rings. D-Rose too big, too fast, too strong, history. And we good on that, put Jilla on the track and we good on wax. 3, 2, 1, everybody say Bulls on tap, Bulls on tap. Our city pretty and gritty, Benny the bull in the crowd getting hyper and litty. Me, I'm so drippy, it's slippery, nothing offends me. Banners on banners, we winners. We got the stats in the news, go and subscribe. Hang out with Buzzy and Goose, tapping with us, we the truth. Jilla just murdered the booth.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bulls on Tap. I am your boy Buzz. I am joined by my dude, the artist formerly known as Bulls Scripted, aka Goose on Tap. That's where you can follow him at his new handle at Goose on Tap. There you go. See, did you like that? Because you didn't have faith. You knew I had to rewrite it. I shot that off the top of the fucking dome. Yeah, sure did.
Look at you go.
I know, that's what I do.
Can't throw a wrench in your game.
Yeah, you can't. You can't. I'm unstoppable. I'm an unstoppable force of stupidity. Because you know what, before I even get into the fucking whole intro thing, showed my wife the stork video that Brian chopped up for us, and boy, did I ever feel like an idiot today. She goes, "You didn't know storks were real, huh?" She goes, "I'm pretty sure you've seen one at the zoo." I'm like, I drink at the zoo. I don't know that.
Wow. So you got roasted by your wife.
I did.
Not knowing what a stork was.
Yeah, I did.
That is fantastic. That was a very fun moment last night. Obviously, we're smiling right now, which we probably shouldn't because this was an abysmal game. But storks are a happy topic for us, even though we have to put the pickle juice away again because now we're 2 games under 500 and we have no idea what's going on with DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, that's very, very odd. Whole spiel real quick, right? I got a long thing winded out here. Be sure to go on OnTapSportsNet.com for all the Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. Following us on Twitter at Bulls on Tap and on Tap Sportsnet. I think I already did that part. Then, we're presented by Sports Illustrated. Listen, we lost tonight, dude. This sucks. Go to the YouTube, on Tap Sportsnet YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. Join us. I had the pickle juice out, Goose. I had it. It's in the basement fridge here. And you know what I keep in the basement fridge?
Beer.
Yeah.
So everything that gets drinking is in the basement fridge. And it was going to be the pickle juice.
It was, and now it's not because the Bulls lost 104-89 to Memphis. But I will say one thing about this game.
Do we score 14 points in both the first and the fourth quarter?
We sure fuck did, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. That's how you lose a basketball game right there, folks.
And that's what happened. They started off slow, but I have to totally commend the team and Billy for the grind to make it a game and to actually take a third quarter lead. Bulls looked like it was one of the first times this year where I felt like they refused to win.
In the first, though, they had 8 turnovers. Did not look like they wanted to play basketball. Must have had a rough flight.
Well, there was one guy that looked like he wanted to play basketball, and that was Ayo Dosunmu.
Yeah,
in the first.
Through 4 quarters, he was the only one to play basketball for the entire game. And it's really nice to see Ayo kind of have this bounce back for this extended stretch over the last few games after kind of falling into a little bit of an offensive rut. Billy kind of messing with his rotational spot a little bit there. So to see him, who was our best offensive player tonight, kind of get it going and keep it going throughout the game to keep the Bulls alive and at least able to make a run there in the third, which is the inverse of what we've been doing lately. Great third quarter. Horrible rest of the game.
Yeah, no, it was all pretty terrible. I was watching the game with my friends, Tony and Drew, who are in the comments here right now. And I was telling them about how disappointed I was with the shot attempts per player. Vooch got 26 shots up, went 12 for 26, 3 for 7, 28 points, 17 boards, 6 assists, 3 steals. He was doing everything he possibly could. Obviously, guy played a good game when they were playing through him. He only turned the ball over once. A lot of shit ran through him tonight. He deserves a lot of credit for this game. I praised Ayo in the beginning. Pat Pat Williams was getting bodied in the first.
Jaren Jackson is the worst matchup I think I've ever seen for him.
I will say right now, I have never seen him get fucked with like
owned.
He got owned,
dominated until Billy made the switch to put Vooch on Jaren Jackson. And
but Billy doesn't make adjustments, so that's not true. So keep the narrative.
So was it Billy? It was just Vooch and Pat on the floor.
Yeah, it was just Vucevic deciding to do that. It was not Billy doing that.
Vooch was like, all right, buddy, you're getting on. Let me take that over for you.
Right. So, I mean, Pat, though, where the fuck are you, man? You don't have DeMar in with this mystery hit pointer thing. You only attempt 10 shots on the night, pass up at least 2 threes. He missed all 3 of his attempts. He finishes with 9 points, 5 boards, 2 assists. Typical Pat Williams fucking stat line. When a night where you needed him, you are a game away from 500, man. You're a game away from 500. That should have been motivation enough.
Right there, the Hawks lost tonight. So
I know if they would have won, it was 8th seed.
You had 8th?
Yep. I know. It's wild. And again, I'm not just trying to take away Memphis'
spot, but technically a full playoff spot in the long run there if you can hold on to it. So
well, right. And Memphis is a good team, dude. Like I know they've been struggling. They won what did I say it was last night? Like one of their last 9 games or something like that. Or 8 games.
It'd be 1-7 or 1-8. And I mean, I guess that's despite that fact they have only lost 5 games at home this year. From what Stacey was saying to close the broadcast there. Still a
21-5 at home.
Still an even better team at home. So to, I guess, even make that run in the third is more than you expected with the way that you started this game. But for a game that you needed this bad to have the start that we had and not find a way to be able to finish because we had a lead going into the fourth. It wasn't like we just came back and made it a game. We had a lead headed into the fourth. And Memphis was still kind of shaky. We had him on the ropes to start that fourth quarter. I believe Ja hit like 4 threes in the third, which is not really his game, being a 32% 3-point shooter.
4 for 6 from 3 tonight. Listen, in the fourth quarter when we got into the game, like we could talk about like, the dunk from Pat Williams, or we could talk about Io finishing at the rim or Drummond, doing the Euro step air ball layup or whatever we want to talk about, we could talk about. But in the fourth quarter, when the game was going to be decided, Ja Morant showed you what a superstar is. And that is exactly what he is and what he does. And we don't have that. We don't. We have the king of the fourth for sure. Like, DeMar does great in the fourth, not available tonight. But Ja Morant literally made everybody around him better and himself elevated, and they won the game. That's what happened.
Getting the look without DeMar tonight, you kind of saw that Vooch without DeMar is probably your number 2.
Oh, 100%. He's your number 1.
I mean,
look what Max Levine did. Max Levine. You like how I did that? Yeah, because he got maxed.
Yeah, that was.
I'm gonna put that on a T-shirt. I'm gonna patent that shit. Yeah.
Max Levine. Yeah, did not show up the way that your Max player should tonight. Come
on, dude. 6 for 13, dude. He took 13 shots, Keith. 13.
No, he didn't even try. I would have rather him shot us out of the game.
And then, to make matters even worse, he went 10 of 17 from the fucking free throw.
The free throw line stuff was blowing my mind. At what point do you just sit him with the hand? Like if you become a 50% free throw shooter and your jumper's been better the last few games. So I don't know how much we can even use that of an excuse at this point. Because the shot, at least from 3, has come back. So
2 for 7 from 3 tonight.
So 10 for 17. That's Andre Drummond numbers at the line, man.
I know, it's terrible. It's fucking. They went 18 of 27 as a team for 66%. On a night, you can't fucking do that. On a night, you can't do it. And they did that. They shot 32 of 87 from the field for 36%, 7 of 35. So another horrible fucking shooting night from 3 for them.
20%. Hey, but we took over 30. So there's something.
I guess I'll give you that. Yeah, the season average is 28. I mean, I don't know if it was just because Memphis has been struggling or whatever, but I felt like they played them well. I mean, they held Memphis to 104 points. That's well below their season average. They made Ja turn it on. They played good defense.
Dylan Brooks could not hit a shot for his life until the fourth.
Yeah, he looked like as soon as that 3 went in the fourth, because he was 2 for 12 on the night.
Oh, that was the day.
I knew it was over then. We were, like I said, I was watching my friends on Discord, and I was like, it's fucked. I built the StreamYard. after he hit that three. I knew, close but no cigar. I knew it was over. You know, if he was going to hit a shot like that after playing like shit all night. And the Bulls kind of fell apart in the fourth, too. Got indecisive with the ball. Zach had a couple opportunities on the corner by the bench to shoot a three. He passed it up, turned the ball over once. Got into Vooch into a bad pass situation in the lane.
It really seems like anytime teams speed up our clock when the pressure is on, that we seem to struggle. And that is where DeMar has become the king of the fourth force, because whether you like iso ball or not, consistently from DeMar, he does make the right decisions more times than not in that situation, and he doesn't get flustered. He doesn't get rattled. You cannot speed up his clock. So to not have him tonight in the fourth, you got to look at what this team will look like if you decide to move him. If this isn't a soreness-related injury, which confuses me in the sense that, by all appearances, DeMar has that Mamba mentality. This dude does not miss games. We've touched on it earlier in the beginning of the season. In the last 3 to 5 years, DeMar has played more basketball games than any other star in the league.
Yeah, so, he's an Ironman.
So for him, with soreness, to come out of nowhere on a report just seems a little odd.
I feel like you're getting conspiracy theorists on me here.
I mean, how can you not? I mean, this is...
Oh, I did immediately. I did immediately.
You know, right now, this game is probably the most important one of the season heading into the deadline here. You want to leave with good morale. Zach gets to go on vacation. DeMar's got to go play in the game. Everybody else will probably be hitting up somewhere warm, too. We're joining the All-Star festivities. But this was a very important game, especially with the last game you have against the Nets, who don't really have anybody and are trying to find themselves right now. And despite Cam Thomas dropping 40-plus 3 games in a row, I don't know if they've won any.
Did he do it again tonight? Did Cam Johnson do it again tonight? Or Cam Thomas do it again tonight? He did.
Thomas did it again tonight.
43 fucking points on 11 of 23 from the field for him tonight. He took 20 free throws. Get the fuck out of here. Seriously. I said Johnson on accident. I know it's Thomas, but I mean, that's how irrelevant.
When you don't have anybody else to play with and you get to be Antonio Blakeney, you can get 20 free throws.
KD said he belonged in the league. Maybe they'll call him up to replace Kyrie. Who knows?
I don't know. They got Cam Thomas. You can't do Cam Thomas and Antonio Blakeney. That's basketballs.
Man, and I didn't read Zach's stat line. So it was 24 points, 5 boards, 1 assist, 1 steal. He had 3 turnovers on the night. Our bench was putrid. Ball security, 18 turnovers, as Tony mentioned here in the comments. 18 turnovers tonight, but the bench was just terrible. We got 12 points off the bench tonight. That's it.
Well, and obviously Caruso wasn't on the bench. He started the game.
Yeah, he started the game.
But no, to get 12 points out of the bench entirely when you've been getting 15-plus out of Drummond, who did get some burn tonight, but didn't look nearly as effective. And you can't really expect 15 and 21 points in 10, 15 minutes every night. That's just
no, but I mean, I expect a little better 1 for 8 from Kobe, even though his defense has just improved so much that everybody says he's immovable.
All defensive player Kobe, 1 for 8. That is not good for your 6th man or anybody in the 6th-man spot. Need it from him, especially with DeMar out. So nobody really stepped up. Vooch took more shots than usual, played the best game on the team, tried to carry the load for the team. Zach kind of had a Zach game, put up 20-plus points, but he didn't really get him when it mattered. And it did kind of feel like empty calories. And then he left all those points at the line. So
leaving the points at the line is inexcusable.
No, that is the one spot of it that you can't have any excuses for. I get on a night where you don't have DeMar to take the pressure off of you or be that secondary ball handler, a guy like Dylan Brooks, and having the Grizzlies just load up on you all night is going to make it difficult at times to kind of function the way that you're used to. But to leave 7 points at the line is just inexcusable.
Yeah, I agree with you. A couple team stats here. Bulls actually out-rebounded them by 10. So the Bulls had 49 boards to Memphis' 39. I already read the 3-point percentage, free throws, and all that. Bulls had 24 assists. Memphis had 22. The Bulls had 9 steals. Memphis had 10. Total turnovers for the Bulls is 20. Total turnovers for the Grizzlies was 14. 18 points came off the Bulls' turnovers tonight. Only 8 points came off the 14 turnovers for Memphis. 18 fast break points for the Bulls, 13 for Memphis. 34 points in the paint for the Bulls, 54 for Memphis. Largest lead, 15 for Memphis, which was in the first half that the Bulls chipped away at. And the largest lead for the Bulls was 8 in the third quarter. And that just, went away pretty fast. So it sucks. As much as I don't want to drink pickle juice, I was really looking forward to them getting back to 500 just because it's been kind of a journey. When you podcast after every fucking game, like, I don't want to talk about the trade deadline all the time. I don't want to talk about what I want them to do in the offseason. I don't want to talk about who needs to move. Sometimes I just want to talk about consistent winning basketball. And it just really sucks that it didn't work out that way.
Yeah, no, several weeks leading up to this trade deadline, we've kind of hammered it home that we know what they should do. I think most fans are in the same boat there that if you believe in the championship or bust kind of mentality, or even sip a little bit of that Kool-Aid, you don't like what you're watching right now. This is painful. It's torturous for no reason. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. It's just a fucking dead end. So it's hard to get excited, but when the team is winning, as fans, you are going to buy in. You are going to get excited. And going in tonight, I wanted to be excited after tonight. We wanted the sour pickle juice to celebrate, the same way NASCAR drivers do that weird stuff with milk sometimes. Like,
I watched a little bit of NASCAR. I no fucking idea what you're talking about right now.
Maybe I'm thinking Talladega Nights.
Okay.
You didn't know a stork was real. Leave me alone.
Oh, okay. Wow. All right.
Yep. We're going there.
Yeah. That's kudo. That's kudo.
So no, you want to get excited for wins, even when you don't want what's happening with the team to be going on. You might not be happy with the exact roster or the plan, but as a fan, when your team wins, you're always going to be happy. And tonight, unfortunately, we don't get to be happy, and we have to delve back into that realm of what the hell is going to happen between now and Thursday, because when you have a game like this, it shows all those weaknesses and all those flaws that you were about to forget about after you won 3 games in a row.
But they'll use the same excuse as they always do. DeMar wasn't available. We're not healthy. And that's just, it's a constant circle. It's been like this for 15 years. It really has been. We're never fucking healthy. We're never fully healthy team. And it's unfortunate. I don't think they're going to make any.
If you're a team that is not healthy and you have yet to make it over 500 at any point of this season, what gives you confidence to go further into the second half of the season? You don't have health. You don't have
continuity, baby.
See, but we know that the only person that really matters to this whole continuity puzzle isn't coming back.
I know,
so
it's sad.
It's really sad because we're reaching the point of the season where we're actually going to have to fully accept and read and say those words and mean them. Like, we've put it out of our minds. We know that Zoe's not coming back for the most part, but you can see him on a treadmill and trick yourself for a second. But it's getting to that point of the season where we know he has that shutdown date in mind that hasn't been publicly said yet, but it's right around the All-Star break.
Yeah, you're going to hear it right around then. That's going to be some big breaking news type shit that he's not going to come back this season. They're shutting him down. They're shutting down the rehab because the pain is still there. They're going to reevaluate him in 4 to 6 weeks. It's a vicious cycle that has just consumed him. So, yeah, that's probably the big news that we'll get out of the fucking out of the break. Trade deadline is on Thursday, okay? And the deadline itself is at 3 p.m. Eastern, so it'll be 2 p.m. here for us in Central Time Zone. On Thursday, the Bulls are taking on the Brooklyn Nets. Obviously, KD is out. The team should probably have Dinwiddie in them, I would assume. Will be over there. So Dorian Finney-Smith, Spencer Dinwiddie, they'll probably be making their debut for the team, I'm assuming, on Thursday there. Brooklyn's in a good spot. They're 32-22. Cam Thomas is probably a new partner in crime for Kevin Durant because listen, luck is luck. And it's funny. I was talking to my dad about him today. We were bullshitting about basketball. He's like, man, you see that kid who just dropped 40 in 2 straight games? He's from Brooklyn. I'm like, yeah. I was like, that's pretty cool. And I was like, I wonder if, he could be a good running partner. And he goes, oh, yeah, I remember when people thought Jeremy Lin was going to keep it going too. And I started laughing. I was like, well, okay, that's fair. But I don't know, man. Have you watched him? And I haven't watched a game of his, but I've watched him in highlights. That boy could score, dude.
But I made the Blakeney reference, and I do think it's a little bit of opportunity and lightning in a bottle colliding.
It's a very cool story.
It's a really cool story. Obviously, when Dinwiddie gets there, I don't know that Cam Thomas is going to have the ball that much. And when Cam comes back, he's not going to be getting 25-plus shots at night. But it does beg the question, like, how many of these guys are around the league hiding deep on a bench that can do this are just never going to be given the opportunity to take 20-plus shots a game?
True.
So it's definitely an interesting conundrum for the Brooklyn Nets. I guess get your bets in on Cam Thomas while you can before KD gets back, because that boy is cooking. And as you said, he is a walking bucket. No, you don't score 3 40-point games in a row in the NBA.
No, that's impressive, dude. No matter who you are, that's impressive. It is.
So with as young as he is, with their need for that scoring to be picked up now that Kyrie's going to be gone, it's kind of nice to find it that quick and easy, I guess. Or maybe you try to turn these 340-point games into a quick flip, and Cam Thomas is worth 3 first-round picks. Because, of course, Andre Drummond had to come back down to earth and be worth about a second again tonight. But, for 2 games, it was fun. Andre was worth 2 firsts. So, but no, we'll see what happens up till 2 o'clock. That's kind of weird. Like,
that was what it was last year.
Yeah, no, I know, but
I thought it used to go to 5. I thought.
But as a player, do you go out to lunch? Do you just leave your phone somewhere? Do you just try to sleep till past 2 o'clock and wake up to the chaos of what all happened?
That's what I would do. I'm a millionaire. I don't give a shit. You want to send me? Oh no, you're sending me to go live in.
Now has to move states. I mean, I guess you have to because you're a millionaire. You can just buy a second house.
That's what I'm saying. You go rent a flat, dude. Be all right. Don't matter none. Last thing I have for the episode. Does LeBron get it tonight?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. He's I'm not gonna lie. As soon as we're done recording this, I am watching that.
Yeah, because I think that's going to be a historic moment. I think if anybody has the time and they don't have to work too early tomorrow, they should definitely try to catch that moment. At least the tweet that I saw said that they're not going to stop the game in live time, at least to honor the moment, that they are just going to keep it going, I believe.
That's kind of ignorant.
I mean, yeah, I guess we'll see.
Unless it's down to fucking seconds or something and it's a close game. If it's not a close game or he does it in the third quarter, you need to stop the game. I'm not a big LeBron guy, but you should stop the game. That's a big deal.
No, that is the biggest deal in the sport to happen in the last several years. In terms of record breaking, it's the biggest thing since this record was set, probably. Yeah. So, I think it's all right to give the guy a moment. He's definitely earned at least that, and that's coming from 2 guys that
don't really like him that much.
Yeah, I'm not a big LeBron fan, but definitely want to witness that historic moment. And he should be given his flowers and his dues right in the moment. Don't make him wait for it.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. You got any closing thoughts before we get out of here?
I like Rob's comment, Cam Thomas for Zach LaVine.
I actually had personal comments on it. I missed it. There you go. Yeah, I'm down. I'll take it. I'll take it.
No, I mean,
everybody can get mad at me.
Just buckle up, Bulls fans, either for a wild deadline or just disappointment, because I don't know that there's many fringe moves that we can make. Probably looking at the buyout again, which I guess might not be bad news because you got 3 recent max point guards that are flirting with buyouts, and Chris Paul, Westbrook, John Wall. Maybe throw Derrick Rose in the mix.
I was gonna say, bring me back Rose. I'll say this season's a success if I see number 1 on the court.
Yeah, I mean, for a team that needs playmaker and point guard help and ball security to kind of run a game at the end of the game, there's 4 guys that used to make about $30+ million that are about to be available for potentially free. So if the Bulls do decide to stay the course, they might get a little help up from the buyout market again, and this time it won't be Tristan Thompson. So
yeah, because that was a big help.
I mean, I was excited about it, I'm not going to lie. And then I watched it play, and then I watched that clip of him bricking like 15 little hooks
At the United Center during practice.
And I was like,
yeah.
wow, this guy really doesn't ball anymore. He's all about other things now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, everybody, thank you for tuning in tonight to the show. If you get a chance and you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do that on Tap Sportsnet YouTube. And if you have not given us a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, then this is for you. I'm just kidding. Actually, I'm not. So please go do that. Thank you very much. You get a dual episode on Thursday because not only are Goose and I going to talk about the NBA trade deadline, but we're also going to talk about the Brooklyn game. So it's going to be an awesome Thursday night when the Bulls take on the Brooklyn Nets. Everybody be sure to go on tapsportsnet.com. We are presented by Sports Illustrated. We'll see you all Thursday, and hopefully, God willing,